Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss the set of MCQs for environmental science. So the first one is the study of interrelationships of living organisms with each other and their environment is called option A ecology, option B polymerization, option C genetics, option D anthropology. Study of interrelationship of organisms with each other and their environment. Correct option is option A. Question number 2 is ecosystem is the major structural and functional unit of option A biology, option B ecology, option C taxonomy, option D genetics. So ecosystem is the major structural and functional unit of ecology. The components of an ecosystem are classified into dash categories. Option A 3, option B 2, option C 4, option D 5. So the components of an ecosystem are classified into two categories, abiotic and biotic. Producers are plants which produce food through the process of polymerization, option A, option B radiation, option C classification, option D photosynthesis. Producers are plants which produce food through the process of photosynthesis, option D. Decomposers are bacteria and fungi which degrade dash organic matter, dead, active, in, dormant. Question number 5. Decomposers are bacteria and fungi which degrade dead organic matter. Option A. Which is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere? Option A oxygen, option B carbon dioxide, option C nitrogen, and option D is hydrogen. So most abundant gas in the atmosphere is nitrogen, 79%. Dash can make up of 4% of atmosphere by volume and 3% by weight. Option A helium, option B water vapors, option C methane, option D ozone. So water vapors option B are 4% of atmosphere by volume and 3% by weight. The composition of atmosphere is relatively constant up to about dash kilometers above the earth's surface. Option A 32, option B 36, option C 46, option D 48. So the composition of atmosphere is relatively constant up to about dash kilometers, 36 kilometers above the earth's surface. Question number 8, option B is correct answer. How many layers atmosphere has? Option A 3, option B 4, option C 5, option D 6. So atmosphere has 5 layers. Option C. Much of sun's radiation is either reflected or absorbed by option A dust, option B gravity, option C water, and option D atmosphere. So much of the sun's radiation is either reflected or absorbed by atmosphere. Option D. The solar constant is the energy. Solar constant is the energy that crosses each square meter at the top of atmosphere per second, minute or day. Solar constant is the energy that crosses each square meter at the top of atmosphere per second. Option A. Most ultraviolet radiation is absorbed by the dash layer in the stratosphere. Stratosphere is one of the layer of atmosphere. Okay, most ultraviolet radiation is absorbed by the dash layer. Option A gravitational. Option B ozone layer. Option C gaseous layer. Option D and dust. So ultraviolet radiation is absorbed by the ozone layer. Visible light and radio waves penetrate to Earth's option A water, option B gravity, option C surface, option D atmosphere. Visible light and radio waves penetrates to Earth's surface. Option C. The ozone layer is naturally occurring ozone found in the stratosphere, situated between dash kilometers above the Earth's surface. Option A 16 to 26, option B 10 to 16, option C 20 to 80, option D 5 to 10. So ozone layer is naturally occurring zone between 10 to 16 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Next question is, ozone is a derivative of option A carbon dioxide, option B hydrogen, option C argon, and option D is oxygen. So ozone is a derivative of oxygen. Option D. Ozone is a dash gas. Option A pure, option B impure, option C unstable, option D stable. Ozone is basically unstable gas. O3. Option C. The depletion of ozone has been called the option A ozone surface, option B ozone hole, option C ozone layer, option D ozone destruction. So the depletion of ozone has been called the ozone hole. When did the British atmospheric scientist surveying in Antarctica announce a more than 40% decrease in the atmospheric ozone? Option A 1984, option B 1981, option C 1997, option D 1974. यानी ब्रिटिश साइंटिस्ट ने कब कहा था कि ओजोन जो है एटमॉस्फेयर में वो 40% डिक्रीज हो गई है? इट्स ट्रू ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन ए 1984 में. The major damage due to ozone has been attributed to option A carbon dioxide, option B chlorofluorocarbons, option C chlorine, option D sulfur. So the major damage done to ozone has been attributed to chlorofluorocarbons, option B. Next question is, chlorofluorocarbon gases were introduced about dash years ago. 25 years ago, option A, option B 40 years ago, option C 50 years ago, option D 60 years ago. So chlorofluorocarbon gases were introduced about 60 years ago. Chlorofluorocarbons are very stable, and when they reach dash kilometer altitude, they are subjected to intense ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Chlorofluorocarbons are very stable, and when they reach dash kilometer, they are subjected to intense ultraviolet radiations from the sun. Option A 25, option B 28, option C 30, option D 32. These values are all about kilometers. So chlorofluorocarbons are very stable, and when they reach 25 kilometers altitude, they are subjected to intense ultraviolet radiations from the sun. Option A is true. Which gas quickly destroys ozone? Option A helium, option B chlorine, option C carbon dioxide, option D fluorine. Which gas quickly destroys ozone? Option B chlorine. When did USA and 22 other nations sign an agreement to reduce the consumption of chlorofluorocarbons? Option A 1982, option B 1977, option C 1985, option D 1987. So in 1987, USA and 22 other countries sign an agreement to reduce the use of chlorofluorocarbons when 1987. Pure rainwater is slightly acid. It has the pH of about option A 5.5, option B 5.6, option C 5.4, option D 5.8. So the pH of rainwater is 5.8, option D. Water and carbon dioxide in air form an acid called option A carbolic acid, option B carbon acid, option C carbonic acid, option D none of these. So water and carbon dioxide in air form an acid called carbonic acid, option C. Acid rain is a direct result of option A air pollution, option B water pollution, option C dust, option D atmospheric pressure. So actually acid rain is a direct result of air pollution, option A. Dash in the air combine with rainwater to form nitric acid and sulfuric acid. Option A water vapors, option B gases, option C dust particles, option D pollutants. Dash in the air combine with rainwater to form nitric acid and sulfuric acid. So the correct option is option D pollutants. Trout, salmon and other types of fish are very sensitive to change in option A pH, option B gravity, option C atmospheric pressure, option D temperature. So basically trout, salmon and other types of fish are very sensitive to change in the pH of water. Option A. Acid rain concentrates dash in water and soil. Option A oxygen, option B dust, option C metals, option D purity. Acid rain concentrates metal in water and soil. Name the global phenomena in which there is gradual increase in the temperature of the earth as a result of pollutants and certain gases in the atmosphere of earth. Option A ecosystem, option B solar radiation, option C ozone depletion, option D greenhouse effect. So it's basically greenhouse effect, option D. What is the average temperature of surface of the earth? Option A 24 degrees centigrade, option B 16 degrees centigrade, option C 14 degrees centigrade, option D 8 degrees centigrade. So average temperature of surface of earth is 14 degrees centigrade. Most greenhouse models say that temperature on the surface of earth would increase by at least 4 degrees centigrade, 4.6 sorry. Option B 3.5 degrees centigrade, option C 5.1 degrees centigrade, option D 3.9 degrees centigrade. So it's option B 3.5. Much of the solar radiations that reaches the surface of earth is absorbed in the option A ground, option B water, option C metals, option D rocks. So maximum solar radiations are absorbed by the ground. There has been an increase in the amount of dash in the last 2.5 centuries. Option A nitrogen, option B carbon dioxide, option C methane, option D sulfur. There has been an increase in the amount of carbon dioxide. Option B. Currently, carbon dioxide alone is responsible for dash percent of the global warming phenomena. Option A 25%, option B 44%, option C 50%, option D 57%. So currently carbon dioxide alone is responsible for 57% of global warming phenomena. About dash percent of carbon dioxide come from burning of the fossil fuel. coal, gas, petroleum? Option A 40%, option B 60%, option C 80%, option D 75%. So, true option is option C. About 80% carbon dioxide comes from burning of fossil fuels. Dash comprises only 2 ppm of atmosphere, but it is 30 times more effective than carbon dioxide in warming action. Option A methane, option B chlorofluorocarbons, option C sulfur, option D nitrous oxide. So dash comprises only 2 ppm of atmosphere. It's actually methane. Option A. When was Earth Summit held in Brazil, in which a treaty was signed to control the production of greenhouse gases? Treaty was signed in June 1992. In June 1992 to control the production of greenhouse gases. The temperature of Arctic region is supported to rise on the average by 8 degrees centigrade more than present by the year. Option A 2050, option B 2030, option C 2020, option D 2010. So option B. A substance which causes damage to life and ecosystem is called option A pollutant, option B manure, option C garbage, option D dust particles. So its correct option is option A. For the control of global warming, Kyoto Conference was held in December 1997, in which dash countries participated. 165 option A, 159 option B, 155 option C, 150 option D. So 159. Okay, 41 option B. That's all from environmental sciences. Thank you.